Hello everyone, it's Oz Talks Chelsea, and you're probably reading the title going, my God, they've just beaten Spurs 1-0 and he's losing his head saying that Chelsea have the best midfield in the world. It's just a question that I'm putting out to you. I'm going to run through all the players individually, and then I'm going to be answering that question and seeing if Chelsea midfield of Cole Palmer, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez is the best in the world. If you're going to enjoy this video, drop a love, the like and hit subscribe down below. If you're new, it'd mean the absolute world to me. But anyway, let's get into it. Talking with, first of all, Moises Caicedo. Now, his performance yesterday against Tottenham Hotspur was genuinely incredible. I thought his hamstring had gone the first 4 minutes, but he's just a mind-blowing player. I think the thing with him is that there is no longer any price tag talk about him. Where have you last seen someone mention his price? You haven't, because I know this sounds mental, but the 115 odd million that we paid for him is now actually a little bit irrelevant. Now, I think it goes without saying he's Chelsea's player of the season, and he is probably Chelsea's most important player. I was asked a couple of months ago if Chelsea had a Champions League final, say hypothetically tomorrow, and you could either find out that Caicedo was injured or Cole Palmer was injured, which you'd be more upset about. I think I said Caicedo because as much as Cole Palmer brings the goals, and we'll get onto him in a minute, Moises Caicedo is genuinely just the absolute definition of world class. I think, regardless of if our midfield's the best in the world, I think Moises Caicedo is by far the best defensive-minded midfielder in the Premier League. In the world, you've really got to be thinking defensive-minded midfielder-wise, is there any better? I know, obviously, with Rodri injured, when he comes back, I think Rodri is that next level. He's won a Ballon d'Or, for Christ's sakes. But overall, this guy is an absolute joke and incredible player of the season. My question for you, Chelsea fans, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, is can he be as good as Kante, and will he overtake N'Golo Kante? The advantage that he has at Chelsea is that he started so much earlier. I think you're seeing signs about them being quite similar players. They're so tenacious. They win the ball and they progress it forward. They're just fantastic. And when we lost Kante, I was so worried about how we're going to fill in the gap. I'm so blessed that we've got Moises Caicedo. Anyway, moving on to our next midfielder, we've got Enzo Fernandez. Now, he's had a bit of a tricky career at Chelsea. There have been times when he's been doubted, and just sometimes he's just been a bit there and thereabouts. I mean, he hasn't necessarily sometimes always lived up to his price tag, but at the moment he is playing genuinely incredible football. I mean, the thing that I love about him is he really connects Caicedo to Palmer. He is that middle man. He is kind of that kind of midfield maestro that I absolutely love to watch. He's one of my favourite profiles of midfielders to watch playing football. So he's been absolutely fantastic at that, and I think he really dictates the tempo of the team. Like when you see games without Enzo Fernandez, we really just kind of struggle to. It's a really hard thing that's hard to see tangibly, but when he's playing, it's just the pace of the game. He can just absolutely dictate. If he wants to go forward and bomb forward, the whole team are on it. If he wants to kind of sit back, then the rest of the team are sitting back. It's just a skill that I think is really. I don't think you can teach it. He just really carries that in absolute abundance. Yeah, he really progressed as a player. And the thing I really like about him is Caicedo controlling that more defensive element of the midfield. When he pushes forward in that kind of 10 with Palmer, you have Enzo and Palmer both in the 10s. I think Enzo Fernandez is just incredible there, and Cole Palmer creates a lot of chances, but Enzo Fernandez is absolutely magic at creating chances. Like, his stats are through the roof, and he's someone that I really am so keen about keeping the Chelsea squad, because his leadership as well is unbelievable. He also gets it. He gets it. He is getting on the edge of proper Chelsea, and I absolutely love that. Anyway, our third midfielder is going to be obviously the main man, Cole Palmer. What a man he is. And I don't care if he doesn't score for the rest of the season. My rating of him and my thinking of his ability hasn't gone down whatsoever. He is still that absolute genius of a player, which I absolutely love to watch. He's so smooth, he's so smart, and I love the fact that Enzo Maresca has kind of just put him in more of a free role position. I think when we are defending, he kind of goes up top with Nicholas Jackson in kind of like a 4-4-2, and that gives him ability to press. Yes, he's quite good at pressing, and he's one of the fittest at Chelsea Football Club, by the way. Just to let you know, he won the bleep test a couple of months ago, I believe. But anyway, Cole Palmer's magic is just so good, and yeah, as I said, he has so much credit in the bank for Chelsea that I really don't care that if he doesn't score. It'd be helpful if he did score to help us try and get Champions League football, but nevertheless, he's still an unbelievable player. I think the way that I saw him I think he's in a Prime documentary about young players developing, and I saw his dad say the reason Cole Palmer has made it is because he just sees football as a game. Some players have to take it incredibly seriously. Like, for example, Moises Caicedo, he has to be so regimented, and he has to do little bits and bobs. Whereas Cole Palmer is going on that pitch, he's going there to entertain, play well, have some skill, score some goals, get some assists, and it's just all very free flowing, and it's so nice for him. And that's the magic of him. He doesn't take it too seriously, but also takes it really seriously at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's talk about the serious stuff. Let's talk about them as the best midfield in the world. Let's start with the league. Now, when we talk about the Premier League, I don't think you can have much argument about um, Chelsea's midfield being the best in the league. I think the only one you can really compare it to, in my opinion, is more the Liverpool team. Now, if we go player for player, obviously, I would take Caicedo over Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch's been brilliant. He's just done it for a season, and I think Caicedo has that more longevity in the league, so I would give it to him there. Then McAllister and Enzo, I think right now it's a 50-50. I can understand why Liverpool fans would think McAllister is better. He's very reliable. But Enzo Fernandez, at his peak, I think might potentially be a bit better. So let's call that 50-50 a draw. And then Cole Palmer and Szoboszlai, always struggle to say that name. I think you've got to look at Cole Palmer there because of just the output that he has. But it is a bit unfair because I don't think Szoboszlai is a pure 10 in that Liverpool team. The issue with the Chelsea midfield in ranking them in best in the world or not best in the world is the price. I mean, that you're looking at about 200, let's say 260, maybe 270 million for that whole midfield. You look at all the other midfields in the league, I think all of them would be absolutely cheaper. With Arsenal, I suppose they might have Declan Rice, but they Partey and Odegaard weren't as expensive. You know what I mean? So if we move across to the world, I think you're looking at a team like Real Madrid. Let me know some others that you think about in the comments. But Real Madrid, they've got their 100 million man in Bellingham, but the issue is if you ask a Real Madrid fan, would you take Chelsea's midfield and just swap midfields? They'd say no. But if you ask me, would I take Camavinga, Bellingham, and I don't know, let's say Valverde instead? I probably wouldn't swap. I just think they're kind of very suited to the teams that they have. I think I love the fact we have a destroyer 6, we have a creative 8, and then we have an incredibly talented 10. I don't know. My answer to the question is, do Chelsea have the best midfield in the world? Is I'm not sure. In my opinion, I wouldn't swap any other team's midfield in the world for us, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is the best midfield in the world. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know who you think the best 3 midfields out of all teams in the world are. That would be incredible. Hit like, hit subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I'll see you next time. Bye.